On to the next topic. We were just talking elite quarterbacks. We all agree nobody's not going to debate that Drew Brees is not an elite quarterback. A year ago at this time, Eli Manning said he was an elite quarterback. He said he deserved to be in the same company as Tom Brady. He beat Tom Brady in the regular season and beat him again in the Super Bowl. He now has 2 rings, tied with Ben Roethlisberger for second most of active quarterbacks. Brady, of course, has 3. Is Eli Manning an elite quarterback? And when I say elite, I mean top 5.
It looks like Dan has a lot to say on the subject, so we're going to go straight to him.
Let's hear it.
Is Eli
Lay it
elite?
on me.
You can't spell elite without Eli.
I can.
Because he's retarded. Well, he could too. AQS9.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's all I have to say.
That's it? That's all you have to say?
Absolutely not.
Is Eli
I won't
elite?
agree with a
Is
single
he a top
point you
5 quarterback?
Yeah.
I won't agree with a single point you made.
So let's talk. Who are the top 5? Brady,
Brady.
Breeze, Rodgers, Brady. Top 3 for sure.
Top 3. And then
Do you include Peyton?
a healthy Peyton,
A
yes.
healthy Peyton.
Okay. So that's 4. Then?
And then I would say Eli.
No.
Then who?
Philip Rivers.
What, the year he had last year?
You think he's a wash-up?
Oh, Philip Rivers, I don't think he's a wash-up.
Philip Rivers.
Hey, this is about Eli.
You
And I'm
can
saying
be
Philip
elite.
Rivers is more elite than Eli.
No, he's not.
Absolutely.
Name me one other quarterback in the history of the NFL who has 2 Super Bowl rings and who is not elite. There aren't any. If you have rings, you're elite. Eli Manning is an elite quarterback. Yes,
so
he
Vinny
is.
Testaverde is elite.
He has 2 rings?
I don't know. I'm assuming he has at least 1. You just said rings.
I said 2.
You said
you have 2
any
rings.
player that has rings.
Did I say 2 rings?
Any quarterback that has rings.
Plural.
Plural is 2, you idiot.
Yeah.
Rings
So
in
2.
general, like a player that has rings.
You can't have 1 ring. That's ring. Rings!
You're gay.
You need more than 1, you moron.
Why isn't he elite? He won 2 Super Bowls.
He is elite. You can't say he's not elite. This is
What?
take
He
away
has a
your
great team.
take away your general hatred for the Giants.
I am. The Giants are a great team. They have a great coach.
And a great quarterback,
system.
an elite quarterback.
Not an elite
I
quarterback.
hate Eli Manning to the depths of my soul. I hate him. I hate
hate
everything
him so
about him. He's
He's not elite, though. He's not
the
elite.
underperforming gay little
Give
brother.
me something.
Gilly.
We have Bob Greasy, Frank Tarkenton, and Louis Dawson.
Fran
They've all won
Tarkenton.
2 rings.
None of which I've ever heard.
Those you
I've
list
heard
all
4 too.
Super Bowls, all quarterbacks who have won multiple Super Bowls.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom Brady,
Elite.
John Elway,
Elite.
Terry Bradshaw,
Elite.
Joe Montana,
Elite.
Roger Staubach,
Elite.
Troy Aikman,
Elite.
Bob Grease,
Elite.
Ben
You don't know who
Roethlisberger.
that is.
Roethlisberger, he's elite.
You don't know who... Okay, so... Why
But he's not.
Eli
You
over
can be
Roethlisberger?
elite 1 year. He didn't have a. Roethlisberger didn't have a great year last year. You can be elite 1 year and you cannot be elite. Philip Rivers was elite. He is not elite this year.
Look at his stats from this year, and
He
they
threw
will
like
shock
23
you.
interceptions.
They'll still
Don't
shock
look
you
at stats.
how many
Because
yards
they
he
throw
threw
the
for-
shit out of the ball. That's
You
all
can
they
say
do.
that about any team. So the Giants are not a run-based team.
Of course they're not. But Eli Manning completed. I guarantee he completed more passes
Look it up.
than
He
Philip
threw
Rivers
for more
did.
yards than
Look
Philip
up
Rivers,
Eli
not by
Rivers.
many.
Hey,
I'm sure he had a
Philip
better.
Rivers struggled, just like any player in any sport can struggle. Albert Pujols can struggle. We've seen that firsthand.
Eli struggles in the regular season, but he's an elite quarterback because when it comes to the postseason, he wins.
I believe Eli's won more road playoff games than anyone in the history of the NFL. Of course, that along.
Last year, I think he had more fourth quarter comebacks. I
He
think
did have a lot of fourth quarter
And
comebacks. It's
that's-
not
I mean, that
all
makes
on
him a
him.
clutch quarterback.
But again, Brady doesn't have a lot of Wait,
What the fuck?
wait. Brady doesn't have a lot of fourth quarter comebacks because they're never trailing. A lot of it's based on opportunity.
Well, remember last year they were saying that about Rodgers. He hasn't been put in a pressure position, and they were down 7 points with like 50 seconds left, and he goes down like 90
Couldn't
like
do it.
90
against
yards.
the Giants, against Eli
Right.
in the divisional.
The
series.
Giants slid down a lot. That's
Gilly.
what we're saying.
We have the comparison for Philip Rivers versus Eli Manning,
But who had
61%.
more interceptions?
Yeah, see, you keep going
I'm
down
getting
and
to that.
down the ladder looking for something that Eli's
Eli
better at.
Manning threw for 4,933
Threw
yards.
for more yards, okay.
He had 29 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
16 interceptions, 4 less than Philip Rivers, only 2 more touchdowns.
What about
and Philip
that?
Rivers had a bad
20%
year.
less.
Eli Manning fumbled the ball 6 times compared to Philip Rivers fumbling the ball 7 times.
7 times.
What's more? We're not talking fumbles here.
What's more is that's a
We're
game
not
changer.
talking
That's a
about
win.
fumbles here from the quarterbacks.
That's a turnover, though.
Jamarcus Russell over the ball. He was a great quarterback.
Jamarcus
Oh,
Russell.
What about Matthew Stafford? You haven't mentioned him.
What about him? He's
top 5
this year. Absolutely, he was.
After
He
last
threw
year,
60 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards.
60.
So he's elite. He has
40,
60
40,
touchdowns.
40.
That'd be 10 over the record.
40. Shut up. You don't know the record.
The record is 50.
By who?
Tom Brady.
You're dead.
Alright. Staying with Tom Brady, staying with the Patriots. I think we can all agree the Patriots are once again the favorites to win the AFC and go back to the Super Bowl. But who's their biggest threat that's starting the AFC? Who's their biggest threat? The Texans, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Broncos maybe? Who could stop them from getting to the Super Bowl?
Sawyer.
I think their biggest threat is the Broncos. Because you add Peyton...
Hype.
It's not hype. Peyton Manning
You're
is
setting
hype.
yourself on hype right now.
How is that hype?
You're
Peyton Manning is
saying
the greatest regular season quarterback of all time.
He's better than Tom Brady?
Yes, of course he is.
Fuck your ass.
He's won 4 regular season MVPs. 4.
I don't give a shit.
That means he's been the best 4 years. He's been the best player in the NFL. Tom Brady's won 2. So what I'm saying, he's the best regular season
I'll
quarterback
say
in the
Tom Brady's
NFL.
better. I'd rather have Tom Brady on my team than Peyton Manning on my team.
Gilly.
Any day.
We have another caller who says, but don't championships matter the most?
Yes, championships matter the most, and that's why I was arguing before that Eli Manning is elite because he's won 2 Super Bowls compared
We're
to.
not talking about Eli Manning now.
I'm saying, but I'm going back. Now I'll bring it back to my point that the Denver Broncos are the biggest threat to the New England Patriots.
No, you're saying that because of all the news, everything that's
I'm not
gone
saying that
around
because
the
of the
Broncos
news.
If it's not the Broncos, who is it?
In the AFC?
Yeah. Texans, Steelers, Ravens seem to be the top teams.
The Patriots, I think historically they always struggle against the Steelers. I would say I really don't think there's a big threat for them. I think they're going to fly
They
through
have the
the
easiest
season.
can't just
schedule in the NFL.
They have the easiest regular season schedule.
No, you can't say that either.
Come on, if you go to last year, the
But
records from last
you're
year's
not
teams.
basing it on that. Any team can change dynamically, and it can be completely different. every
Now,
year.
the Ravens were... If they kicked that field goal and that went through, Billy Cundiff's miss, which I think we should have
But it
hit,
didn't.
it would have been an overtime, then it's just a flip coin if they even go to the Super Bowl or not.
No, because in overtime in the playoffs, everyone gets a possession.
Yeah, but if you score a touchdown, then it's over.
Right.
So you can just make the argument that Ravens get the
struggled in
ball,
that game.
McCourty slips, Flacco hits Bowden deep, and
You
it's
can-
game.
Sterling Moore doesn't make that miraculous play in the end zone.
But it did happen, so I think we can all agree the Patriots are the best. Any last comments on who's
I
gonna
don't think
be
there's
the
a real
biggest?
threat.
You can't say a
But
team
who's-
with Peyton Manning
I
doesn't.
don't think there's a real threat. I can say that as much as I want.
But how can you say that the Broncos aren't a real threat? That doesn't make sense.
I
What was
don't
their record
think-
last year was what? They lost.
It
they
doesn't
won
matter. It doesn't matter.
Tebow, 9.
It does not matter what
10-6.
the Broncos'
They went
record
eight, the
was
Broncos
last
went
year.
8-8.
It doesn't matter what their record
No,
was last
they
year.
were.
They went
They went 8-8.
They went 8-8.
It doesn't matter what
Okay,
their
they were
record was
8-8
last year.
under Tebow, who can't throw the ball for like my fucking.
What?
grandma.
What's your point?
You put Peyton Manning into that equation, and you can't tell me they're not going to win 4 more games. You can't tell me they're not.
I'm not saying that.
They're not a
they're not
13-3
threatening the Patriots.
season.
That's
Why
what
not?
I'm saying. Because the Patriots aren't going to lose to them if it comes down to it.
The Patriots are the best team in the AFC. They're the best
Patriots
team
are
in
the best
NFL.
team, but you can't say that there's not a threat in the AFC that wouldn't
That's
challenge
important
them.
to look at.
Are they the best team in the NFL?
If there's
We're gonna go to our
Justin.
producers.
We're just looking here. Last season, as I'm sure you're all pretty aware, the Broncos were first overall rushing in rushing yards and 31st in passing.
Yeah,
But
well,
you
that's-
don't-
it's going to
but
flip.
one's going to change.
It's
They're
gonna
not
flip-
going to be
oh.
the best rushing
No,
team.
of course, it's going to
I
flip flop
think-
completely. They're going to be one of the worst rushing teams, and they're going to be one of the best passing teams. It's going to
But
flip.
it's still going to be a
They're
threat.
going to be one of the worst rushing teams.
Yeah.
They're going
and
to
they're
have
not a threat.
options.
Well, the Patriots were one of the worst rushing teams.
No,
last
they
year.
weren't.
Yes,
Ben
they
Jordan
were.
Look at the Patriots
in his
rushing
last
record last
3
year.
years had double-digit touchdowns,
Yeah.
and it goes under the radar
Touchdowns.
because you don't focus on him. You focus on Tom Brady, Wes Welker, and the passing game.
Right, because it's a passing team. I guarantee they were probably not more than top 25 in rushing.
When they did run it, they ran it effectively,
20th.
and
That's because the-
efficiently.
that's
20th.
20.
That's because the pass set up the run.
No,
Yeah, oh, what?
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The pass did not set up the run.
Yes, the pass set up
They
the
ran
run.
the ball many times.
Right, because they were so effective passing the ball.
It's the other way around normally.
Normally, but that's not what the Patriots. What was the question?
I don't know.
Oh, a threat in the AFC.
This isn't for you. You're supposed to keep going. Oh shit, the camera can see that.
You're an idiot.
No, okay.
They're not. The
Gilly.
Broncos aren't a threat.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
You can't say there's not a threat in the AFC.
They're
The
not
Broncos
a
win the
threat.
NFC West. Chiefs, Raiders. Who's the fourth team in that division? Chargers.
If I'm
Philip
being-
Rivers is the
No!
lead.
I mean, if I'm being biased, no. If I'm being biased, then the
Okay.
Chiefs are winning the
They're
division.
not gonna win.
But-
Blow dick.
We could talk about it.
You blow dick.
You're gay.
You're gay.
You're gay.
You're gay. That's gonna be close. The Chargers are gonna have a turnaround season.
I don't think so. They lost Vincent Jackson.
The Raiders were in
care about
control of
Vincent
that
Jackson.
division.
What do you mean you don't care about Vincent Jackson?
I don't care about
He was the
Vincent
best
Jackson.
receiver on
I
the team.
have no opinion on Vincent Jackson. He's not a great receiver.
Well, he got paid like a great receiver. Oh, the Bengals. The Bengals are a threat.
Not to the Pats.
Ask your
Why
question.
not?
They're not a threat to the Pats.
The Bengals aren't a
The
threat.
Bengals are a good team. They're a good team.
They're a-
They're a threat in their division. They're not a threat to the Patriots.
Is
You
it-
can't make that argument.
Is there any team in the NFL that's a threat to the Patriots?
Packers.
We're talking about the AFC.
Okay, let's take it to the whole NFL. Is there a threat
Yeah,
to the
there's a
Patriots?
threat in the NFL.
Who
The
is
Packers are a threat.
So you don't think the Broncos are as good as the Packers?
Absolutely not.
Why not? They have
Absolutely
they
not.
have an equally as good quarterback. Denver has a better defense.
You don't know that about the quarterback yet. Wait till Manning gets on the
Manning.
field. Wait till he gets on the field.
And what? Throws for 45 touchdowns and 5,000
No, wait till he gets on the field after taking a year off and getting
and what, is
back to
rested
the
up?
NFL. Rested up. He was hurt. He lost nerves in his throwing arm.
He's taking a year. He took a year off from hits. He took a year off from getting pummeled. Just like Plaxico Burress, took 2 years off, went to jail, came back like he was 5 years younger.
Are you
Taking
fucking
it-
stupid?
Taking a year off can only help a player.
Not with that kind of. He was rehabbing throughout the year.
Okay, that still was a year that he didn't take hits though.
It's a year where he was rebuilding his arm.
He wasn't rebuilding his arm.
His arm and his neck, whatever it was all messed up. There was points where he was never gonna play in the NFL again.